Hi, I'm Antonio Ruiz and I'm a journalist. I worked in corporate television for many years until I got tired of their editorial lines, lies, and fucking bullshit. Today, I bring you the news with an accent, with full journalistic rigor. Our commentary, however, is subjective and may be disputed. Don't forget to subscribe. Unfortunately, things are still a fucking mess in several Mexican states due to the rains. Mexico's Secretariat of Infrastructure, Communications and Transport reported that 160 communities remain cut off after last week's storms. There are 108 municipalities with road damage and a gradual reopening effort with nearly 1,000 machines at work. President Claudia Sheinbaum updated the death toll to 70, 30 in Veracruz, 18 in Puebla, 21 in Hidalgo, and 1 in Querétaro, as well as 76 missing. Her government stated that design projects for destroyed bridges and reconstruction tenders are being prepared. In education, 121 schools have suffered damage and classes were suspended where access is impossible. Air bridges were activated for supplies and transfers. 111 municipalities remain affected. Over here in the United States, things are also a fucking mess. I want to warn you that the following images are graphic. Please use discretion.
Police! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Manos arriba! Manos arriba! Venga aquí! Venga aquí!
Sal para afuera con las manos arriba. Salga para afuera. No te muevas, manos arriba. Sal para afuera, sal para afuera. Voltéase. Voltéase. Con las manos arriba de la cabeza. Sal para afuera, sigue caminando. Sal para afuera. Sal para afuera, sigue. No te muevas. Señora, venga aquí. Tranquila.
Tengo mi bebé.
Tranquila, sal para afuera. Hands. Come on back. Tranquila, señora. Baby, we have a baby. Hey, señor, no hay nadie más aquí. Sal para afuera acá. Baby, coming out.
Hey, I need one in here with me.
Entra acá. Good? Go. It's okay. Yep. Won't you put the phone down? Yeah, we're in your house right now.
Acabo de llegar a mi casa y inmigración forcejeó las puertas. Se llevó a mi hijo y a mi pareja y hicieron un desmadre. Buscaban a una persona que se llamaba Israel y esto fue lo que ocasionaron. Se llevaron a mi hijo. Mi hijo tiene un caso abierto con inmigración y pues aquí están las evidencias de cómo forcejearon para entrar y sacarlos. Y pues asustaron a mi hija y a su bebé. Y pues debemos de hacer justicia. No agarran a los delincuentes todos andan afuera haciendo de las suyas y agarran a gente inocente.
A woman released this video showing how several masked ICE cowards, armed to the teeth, forcibly stormed into the home of a Latino family in Portland, Oregon, without a judicial warrant and with extreme violence. Even though the victims surrendered peacefully, these quote-unquote agents pushed them around with brutality. The woman who recorded the footage said these guys told her they were after someone else, but they took her son and her partner anyway, amid the anguish of several family members, including a baby crying in the background. Apparently, the people responsible for foreign policy in both Mexico and the United States neither noticed nor discussed those and other outrages committed against our Mexican, Latino, and brother immigrant community. Mexican Foreign Minister Juan Ramón de la Fuente and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met in Washington, D.C. to follow up the newly established Mexico-United States Security Implementation Group, which supposedly aims to coordinate actions against drugs, arms, and human trafficking, and which they claim reinforces law enforcement at the border. Sources indicated that they did not address the scandal over the clownish stunt pulled by Donald Trump's neo-fascist regime of canceling Mexican nationals' visas because of social media comments or what the administration considers crime-related issues. The State Department said the conversation focused on security cooperation processes and efforts to dismantle transnational criminal organizations, with an emphasis on fentanyl and weapons supply chains. Rubio emphasized that the partnership with Mexico is vital to face challenge and promote regional prosperity, the same old line. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump confirmed that he authorized the CIA to carry out covert operations in Venezuela and, like a reckless loose cannon, said he's considering ground operations.
Curious, why did you authorize the CIA to go into Venezuela? And is there more information you can share about these strikes on the alleged
Well, I can't
drug
do
busts in
that,
the
but
Caribbean?
I authorized for two reasons, really. Number one, they have emptied their prisons into the United States of America. They came in through the, they came in through the border. They came in because we had an open border policy. And as soon as I heard that, I said, a lot of these countries, they're not the only country, but they're the worst abuser. And they've entered they've allowed thousands and thousands of prisoners, mental institution, people from mental institutions, insane asylums, emptied out into the United States. We're bringing them back, but that's a really bad, and they did it at a level that probably not, many countries have done it, but not like Venezuela. They were down and dirty. And the other thing are drugs. We have a lot of drugs coming in from Venezuela. And a lot of the Venezuelan drugs come in through the sea, so you get to see that. But we're going to stop them by land also.
Does the CIA have authority to take out Maduro?
Oh, I don't want to answer a question like that. That's a ridiculous question for me to be given. Not really a ridiculous question, but wouldn't it be a ridiculous question for me to answer? But I think Venezuela is feeling heat, but I think a lot of other countries are feeling heat too. We're not going to let this country, our country, be ruined because other people want to drop, as you say, their worst. They have given us their worst. They've loaded up our country with prisoners, with mentally ill people that are seriously ill, criminally ill, and we're not going to take it. And so, I mean, it's just one of those things. And I can tell you, we've taken care of the sea. There's nobody, and we're watching. We're watching. And if we see it, we'll save it. Yeah.
He framed the decision with a series of naval attacks the armed forces have conducted without any justification in the Caribbean, with 5 vessels destroyed and 27 people killed since early September. He claimed that 4 boats departed from Venezuela, although he presented no evidence of drug trafficking. Trump said he granted authorization for 2 reasons: alleged emptying of prisons and psychiatric hospitals toward the United States. Pure madness. And drugs coming from Venezuela by sea. He dodged all the questions of whether the CIA is authorized to act against Nicolás Maduro. For his part, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro rejected the decision in a public event in Caracas and denounced CIA-orchestrated coups, calling for the avoidance of war in the Caribbean and South America.
Creo que una de las tareas que se está cumpliendo y que debe profundizarse con creatividad, y ustedes tienen creatividad, es llevar la verdad y la fuerza y voluntad de paz de Venezuela a la opinión pública estadounidense. Ganar la paz de Venezuela en la opinión pública estadounidense, con razones, con ejemplos, con testimonios y con la verdad y la rectitud de nuestra conducta. Decirle al pueblo de Estados Unidos, no a la guerra. No queremos una guerra en el Caribe ni en Sudamérica.
The Venezuelan government announced it will file a complaint before the UN Security Council, which is worth absolutely nothing, over what it considers threats and an escalation in US foreign policy. The president of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez, even proposed seeking criminal accountability against Washington. Good luck with that. Respectfully, if not even the mediocre Democratic politicians have been able to stop Trump 1 inch, the good-for-nothing United Nations will do even less. In yet another bout of recklessness, Trump said that the United States is in a trade war with China and defended his 100% tariffs, presenting them as a national defense and a security tool.
An agreement or a deal at that meeting, are we in for a sustained trade war with China?
Well, you're in one now. Look, we have 100% tariff. If we didn't have tariffs, we would be exposed as being a nothing. We would have no defense. You know, they've used tariffs on us, but we've never had anybody sitting in that chair that felt the need to do it. And they've allowed us to be $37 trillion in debt, et cetera, et cetera. Tariffs are a very important tool for our defense, for our national security. If we don't have tariffs, we're not going to have national security. As an example, if you look at Pakistan and Iran, I told them I was in the midst of negotiating a trade deal with Iran, and Pakistan was going to be in line. And because of tariffs, they all want to negotiate much differently. We're making a good deal.
He claimed the tariffs helped bring an end to most of 7 conflicts he says he has resolved since January. Officials in his administration complained that China's export controls on rare earths threaten global supply chains. At the same time, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said there's willingness for a meeting between Trump and China's President Xi Jinping, as if that man would truly want to meet with Trump after all the insults and nasty stunts. But when it comes to vanity projects, to the cult of his own personality, the president is king. Trump also held a dinner in the East Room of the White House to raise funds for yet another hall, a ballroom estimated at $200 million. Several of the planet's biggest predators attended that woeful spectacle, such as the owners and CEOs of Amazon, Apple, Meta, Google, Microsoft, Palantir, Altria, Rheds, T-Mobile, Comcast, etc., etc., etc. Trump said the cost would already be covered by enormous amounts donated that night. The project has sparked criticism over potential conflicts of interest being financed with private money inside the official residence. Trump said the hall is to receive dignitaries and frame it within a series of tacky renovations since his return, such as the gaudy gold makeover of the Oval Office. And while Trump indulges in banal, stupid spectacles, the UN Human Rights Office stated that the political state of Israel continues killing civilians in the Gaza Strip, despite the ceasefire in place for 5 days. Therefore, it continues committing war crimes, and the genocide against the Palestinian people goes on. At least 15 Palestinians were shot dead as they tried to return to their homes in pullback zones. The United Nations reminded everyone that attacking civilians is a war crime, calling for the truce to lead to lasting peace and respect for the right to self-determination. The UN confirmed deliveries of humanitarian aid, but urged the opening of more crossings, including Rafah, and warned that wide areas of the northern Gaza City remain under IDF control, preventing a safe return. The mission called for maintaining the ceasefire and ensuring protection of civilians and humanitarian access. Please keep following Con Toño Ruiz, like, and subscribe. See you soon.